Hello all, welcome back to my YouTube channel Embed Bits and Bytes. Today we are going to learn about function of a processor. So we will revisit the basic organization of a computer. Wherever there is programming involved, there is a processor to process and compute the instructions given in the program. The programs and its data are stored in memory. For example, your Microsoft spreadsheet is a program and the information that you type in your Excel sheet are its data, which, when saved, is stored in a separate file. Your Microsoft Word is a program and the documents are its data. Likewise, there are numerous programs and their corresponding data saved in memory. All the information is represented in zeros and ones in memory. The I/O peripherals like keyboard, mouse send the input data to the processor. You can see the two-way arrow representation between the processor and the I/O peripheral and between the processor and the memory. These are the representation of the buses. Buses are the ones which transmit and receive the data between the various components. And you can find that there are no buses between the I/O peripheral and memory as there is no need. From a keyboard, we will just feed the data in the form of numbers and operations like 2 plus 3. And memory does not know what to do with these numbers or the operators. Memory just stores data. It cannot do any computations. So only a processor is capable of doing all the wonders. Working cycle of a processor. Be it the basic 8086 or the high-tech Core i7, the basic function of any processor remains the same. There may be multiple processors inside the core, but the basics always remains the same. That is, fetch, decode and execute. This process is called one instruction cycle. The moment you open a program application, for example, your Word document, let us see what happens. The instructions are stored in memory. The processor first provides the address to the memory from where the data should be fetched. So your Microsoft Word program may be sitting at address 0, let us assume. So the processor will first send the instruction to fetch the data from this address and then decodes it. If you think that decoding means converting the instruction to binary form, then you are wrong. The data that is present in the memory as such is in binary form, that is in the form of zeros and ones. Like whenever we type a C code and compile, the job of the compiler is to convert the .c file to a binary file or a .bin file. The programs, when it sits in the memory, that is when it sits in the RAM, it will be in the form of opcodes and operands in the memory. So decoding means understanding the fetched data or the understanding the opcode or the operand. It is the job of the control unit to decode the instruction in order to find the sequence of operation necessary to execute it. So the entire process is called one instruction cycle. Opcode and operand. The binary file consists of both opcode and operand. Opcode is the abbreviation of operation code. It is a machine language instruction that specifies the operation to be performed by the CPU. Addition is an opcode and it has an operation and it has an opcode. Subtraction is an instruction and it has an opcode. Likewise, there is an opcode for every operation. The lookup table on the right gives the opcode information of the operations that are carried out on a register address AX. Like AX, there will be many more registers like BX or CX according to the instruction set architecture design, and each register operation will have unique opcodes. And an operand can be any data. It can be a number or an address pointing to a data. Now for example, LDAX, 05H. It's an assembly instruction. So where LD in assembly means load, AX is a register present inside the CPU. So we will talk about registers in the forthcoming lectures in memory section. For now, just have it in mind that registers are quickly accessible memory space inside the processor. And 05H is a hexadecimal representation of the data to be stored in the register AX. And this is sent to an assembler. The .asm file is sent to an assembler. Assembler is a computer program that converts the instruction to machine code. This instruction is of 16 bits, where the first 8 bits will be an opcode and the later 8 bits are the operand. LDAX is an opcode and 05H is the operand, which is converted to its binary equivalent, that is 11. The opcode and the operand are put inside the RAM. And let's assume the memory locations to start from 0000H, assuming a 16-bit address bus. The opcode is in address 0 and the operand is in address 1. The address keeps increasing by every byte. So each address can hold 8 bits of data, that is 1 byte. You can see that opcode is followed by an operand. And the single line instruction in assembly has occupied 2 bytes of memory in RAM. Let us add another instruction to it. Increment AX, that is INC AX, means increment the data that is present in the register AX. This instruction has only an opcode and it does not have an operand. Now you can see the conversion of 2 lines of assembly code to binary. You have an opcode, operand, again followed by an opcode, occupying 3 bytes of memory. The processor will fetch the instruction from the memory address. If it's an opcode, it goes to the subsequent circuitry. And if it's an operand, it goes to an subsequent circuitry present in the ALU and sequentially executes the instruction. This complete one cycle is called as instruction cycle. What we saw is just one cycle. This cycle, when repeated millions of times at different locations with different data, the home screen of the program appears in front of you. Whenever you want to open a program, this is what happens in the background. It looks like a flick of a switch, but there are zillions of data transmissions and receptions happening in the background. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed learning the fetch, decode and execute cycle of the processor. Thank you. See you in the next video. Please do like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you.